for time's sake. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Then if my people, now he said, my people. See, that's why he said, don't ask them, talk to me. If my people who bear my name, my people who will bear my name will humble themselves. So it ain't got nothing to do about your title. It ain't got nothing to do about, this fancy word. The Lord said this to me. The Lord said, listen, I mean, God be saying a billion different things to if you would think about it, it would just be 2 or 3 people, because they the only ones that Jehovah speaks to. They try to dissect and tear apart everything that people are doing. You'd be surprised. You got some people that are not out there on your TV stations. They don't have your mega church, but they have the heart of God. That man and that woman is one of these people that's God's people. But these people here, that if my people they're his people who bear my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their evil ways. Now, here is Jehovah's people that bear his name that have to what? Turn from their evil ways. I'm not talking about the lady out there in the bar looking who's going to take her home tonight. I'm not talking about the brother with the grease all down his hair. You understand, the slickster, the manipulator. I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about the cop that's shooting people. I'm not talking about the terrorist. That's not what he's talking about in this scripture. I'm not talking about the ones that are chanting and doing different cults and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about the lying judges. I'm not talking about the pimps and the prostitutes. I'm not talking about the drug dealers. I hear the Lord talking right now. I'm not talking about the lesbians and the homosexuals tonight. I'm not talking about the whoremongers tonight. No, I'm not talking about the bank robbers and the dope pushers. I'm not talking about the husband that's been cheating on you, nor the wife that left you. I'm not talking about them tonight. But what I'm talking about is I'm talking about my people who bear my name. We're the church. We apostolic. We Baptist. We serve God. I'm a Christian, if you will. I never say that. See, he's talking about my people who bear my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from what? Their evil ways. He's talking about you. I will what? I will hear from heaven. What will he hear from heaven? He'll hear your prayer. You'll pray the prayer that will hit the air, and it will reach Jehovah, and God will hear it. And God will hear it, and God will act on it, and you'll get some traction just from that action. I will forgive their sins and heal their land. Now, for best results, you follow the instructions. So that means you don't need to do anything outside of Jehovah's word. I heard a mother gave me a testimony tonight. I'm almost done. I'm going to give you a couple more scriptures. I'm almost done. But a mother gave me a testimony tonight, and she was telling me how her child was sick. And, we had prayed for this child, And Yehovah moved us to pray. He moved me, said pray. And every time, not every time, but a couple times, more than once, when the young lady would come around me, I would lay hands on her and I would be praying for God to deliver her from this element, this thing that had attached her body. And she had been battling with it from, I don't know how many years, but I'm going to say years. Amen. And she's just a young teenager, but she was battling with this thing. She had a limp. She had a spot, whatever it was. She had something that wasn't right. And her mother called me up and she was excited. And she said to me, she said, yeah, the doctors and everything are amazed. Now, they took her off all the medication months ago. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to quote it, but it was months ago. Because, a lot of y'all technical. But that's okay. It was months ago. And I got the call about months ago, whatever have you. And so the mother told me today, she said, the doctors just can't believe, how this is happening. Because typically when a young child has asthma, they have it into their adulthood. But she don't have it. But I remember being almost not angry, but persistent. Like my thought was, God, I want you to heal her. I need you to heal her so that she can believe you and know you as a healer. I'm not going to settle for this one taking medicine. I'm not going to settle for an operation. I want to see healing. And so the only way for this to happen is I had to what? I had to humble myself, pray, seek Jehovah's face, turn from my evil ways, and then he will hear me in heaven and he will forgive my sins and heal that child. Because that child happened to be my land at that time. Now I know you'll take this apart, but this is my start. This is what God gave me. He said, listen, he said, the reason why the land ain't healed is because of the people that bear my name won't follow my instructions. They're not paying attention to the time. Nah, they're thinking about a new car. They thinking about a conference. They thinking about some kind of church that they going to build that ain't nobody going to go to. All that stuff. The end they going to buy and they going to lose it. That's what they're thinking about. They don't know about we are in the end times or the last days. Matthew 24:10 as I close. I'm going to give you some scriptures. 24:10. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. During Yeshua, the Messiah's time, so-called Olivet prophecies, he was telling the disciples that there would come a time where many false prophets or teachers will rise up and lead many, not a few, but many astray. The ideal of lawbreakers increasing is easy to document around the world today with the rise of what? Violence and crimes. And so too has the love of many grown what? Cold. I know people, man, listen, I know that to be a fact in myself, in my life. And I know I could call a couple names of some people that I know, missionaries, different people that I know that are really cool and close people, that people, you love people with everything and they're so cold. When they love you, you don't feel love back from them. They say they love you, but it's so cold. There's no warmth in it. There's no life to it. A very important point is that many will fall away and many will arise to what? Lead many astray. This isn't a small problem, but one where many and most will be deceived. Many of us have experienced this. I know that I have been around people and seen people that I thought for a second, but it was only a hot second, because one of the gifts, everybody's different. One of the things that God has given me is I retrieve information, and I discern. I don't know why he put that in me, but I discern very quickly. You understand? And so it's okay. But in 2 Timothy chapter 3, look at this, verse 1. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulties, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unpleasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness with a small g, but denying its power. Avoid such people. Evil communication corrupts good morals. But when you tell them that, they want to tell you that that's their friend. Well, guess what? You just got to leave them right there, and you keep it moving, as they say. Keep it moving. Birds of a feather flock together. If you call the study of God theology, then you might call the study of man meology, or it's all about me and satisfy what? My needs. No wonder that it's the last days, difficult times will come, and in fact have already come. They're already here. So why are you surprised about everything that's going on? People love money. They love themselves, are proud and arrogant and abusive, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable. There's some people, I don't care what you do, you can't satisfy them. You give them your last and they still want more. They're not satisfied. Slanderous, having what? No self-control, brutal. And the list goes on. Just watch the news. You watch CNN, that's been going on. Watch the news, and you'll see that these last days are plenty full of difficulties. We use love people and use things, but today we love things and use people. You had all the lives that were killed 2 weeks ago. Think about it. First they had the thing in Florida, then now you had the thing in the airplane. Now you got the thing in the U.S. And you got people and preachers and just people in themselves. All they doing is just thinking it's like, it ain't nothing. We're living in the end times. Daniel 12:4. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Daniel was told that in the last days, many will run to and fro, and knowledge will increase. Daniel was told to seal up the book until the time of the end. And that time, at least it appears, could be close. People are certainly running to and fro via the host of transportation options we have available, and the internet, social media, radio, TV has helped increase knowledge worldwide, but not necessarily useful knowledge. But in Daniel's day, it wasn't time to reveal the end time events yet, as so he was told, seal up. the vision, for it concerns the distant